Welcome to West Somerset, an area of dramatic countryside and sweeping bays with at its heart Minehead. Once the centre of Henry VIII's Navy, now a thriving, bustling seaside resort and home for just a few days to 30 of the strongest men in Britain, one of whom will walk away with the Citroen Band's trophy.
Let's get it started. Let's get it. Come on, y'all.
This year sees a change to the competition format. Still 30 strong men, but just 3 heats now with 10 in each. The top 3 will go through to the final automatically, and the last space goes to the highest scoring lucky loser. Well, Jamie Reeves, former world's strongest man, is part of our commentary team throughout the event this year. And a change of format, so how does that affect the way the guys approach each event?
Well, there's 10 points at stake in every event, so the guys have got to be very consistent. For experienced athletes like Richard Gosling and Andrew Rains, they've got to stay in the top 3 all the time and accumulate points.
And if you drive a 4x4, here's a thought for you. It weighs the same as the 10 guys in Heat 1.
Carry and drag.
A wild and windy start down on the seafront for this year's Britain's Strongest Man, and history shows if you don't get off to a good start in the very first event, you've got very little chance of making it through to the final.
Not only is this about strength, it's about endurance. This anchor is 100 kilograms, that's 16.5 stones. It's got to be carried for 14 metres. Then it couples onto this chain. The whole unit weighs 300 kilograms and it's got to be dragged 12 metres to the finish line.
Well, commentary, as ever, comes from Paul Dickinson.
So here we go with our very first group of competitors in this year's competition. First of all, Dale Norris. He's one of the biggest men here. Comes from the Rhondda Valley in Wales. Then the defending champion, Richard Gosling. He's very, very consistent. Next to him is Paul Portius from Edinburgh. He came 9th in the final last year. Weighs in at 128 kilos. Then Darren Sadler from Boroughbridge in Yorkshire. Just recently won Britain's Strongest Man for athletes under 105 kilos. And finally, in this first heat, Neville Bamford from Northern Ireland, comes from Coleraine, his very first year of Britain's Strongest Man competition.
Ready?
As always, the referee, Dr. Douglas Edmonds, and this year's competition is underway. And Darren Sadler always moves pretty well, going well at the moment, but Richard Gosling is in the lead. The defending champion has got away to a cracking start. It's Gosling ahead of Bamford, ahead of Sadler, and here goes Richard Gosling. If Richard Gosling can keep it going, I think he's going to finish ahead of Paul Portius and Darren Sadler. Oh, Gosling's got a bit of a problem. It's so hard to keep it going, and Gosling has finished. And he set a very respectable time. Paul Portius finishes too. Richard Gosling's time, 30.47. That's going to be very tough to beat. Helps the Scotsman to his feet. Nobody else has finished the course just yet. Darren Sadler could be next. But Darren Sadler has the disadvantage of being a very light man. Richard Gosling says, I'm number 1. There's a long way to go yet. We'll have to wait and see whether he can retain his title. But Darren Sadler, oh, the pain of it all. Coming up to 65 seconds, 10 seconds to go. And Sadler has a lot of support here from his family. He's only got a couple of inches to get that chain over the line. He just finishes inside the time limit. Absolutely exhausted, but what a performance by Gosling.
You look there like a man determined to hang on to his title.
Oh, of course. I mean, I thought it'd be a really close race, actually. And I seemed to get down with the anchor. I turned around and I couldn't see anybody. I fumbled a bit towards the end, but I used a tactic of body weight, and then I seemed to roll over like a stuntman.
You obviously enjoy being Britain's Strongest Man, so how determined are you to still be Britain's Strongest Man at the end of the week?
More determined than ever, because like there's a lot of new faces here, and they're all like after what I've got, and I want to hang on to what I've got.
So here we go with our next group, and what a standard has been set by Gosling. Pat McNamara, a first-timer in Britain's Strongest Man. The gym manager is going to find this tough. Carl Broomfield finished 8th in the final last year, and the Stoke-on-Trent man is looking very strong this year. Andrew Rains, now a familiar figure, competitor in World's Strongest Man in the past, aiming to get to the final again. Spencer Highland from Northampton, former Loughborough University graduate and now an engineer. And finally, Alistair Christie, in his 2nd year in Britain's Strongest Man, a Highland Games specialist from Scotland. So 30.47 to beat. Away we go. Well, a bit of a slow start there, but on the far side it's Carl Broomfield being caught very quickly by Andy Rains, or Stumpy, as is known to his friends and enemies alike. But it's Carl Broomfield, last year's finalist, who in fact gets away the quickest. There's only about half a metre between himself and Andrew Rains is catching him. Slowly but surely, Andy Rains is eating into Carl Broomfield's lead. Look at that, it's neck and neck. Who's going to finish first? It's going to be so close. Andy Rains keeps it going. Carl Broomfield has come to a halt, and Andy Rains has finished. It's outside of the time set by Richard Gosling, but I think it'll be good enough for a 3rd or 4th place. That will be confirmed later on. In the meantime, Spencer Highland toppling over. He's got about half a metre to go, and he's just about finished now. 58 seconds or thereabouts. I can tell you Andrew Rains' time was 38.81. Broomfield has finished, but Christie and McNamara have finished their efforts.
That was a close old finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, when it gets to the end of the drag, it's just a case of who can keep standing up. Because obviously everybody wants to, pulling so hard, everybody wants to fall on the backside. And it's just basically who can remain standing for that last foot, maybe.
And you fell over?
Unlucky for me, yeah. We were neck and neck all the way down. And I thought to Marty just go him, and then he crept in front of me, and I crept in front of him. Then, like you said, I slipped.
Seasoned watchers of this programme will know you for many years. Have you still got the desire?
Well, I just keep kicking about. It's 5th time this time. So, hopefully, 5 times lucky.
Worth reminding you, it's 10 for a win, all the way down to 1 for last. Consistency of scoring will be the key this time. So just the kind of start the defending champion Richard Gosling would have wanted, but a disappointing performance perhaps from Carl Broomfield after his encouraging effort at the World's Strongest Man in Zambia last year. Now, what do you do when you're not being a strongman?
I'm a painting writer. I've been painting writing for 15 years. I'm painting down in Collins Corner at the minute, and hoping we'll get finished today. Well, it pays the bills, just really, and it's interesting work. Work in Northern Ireland is very good. It's a lot of very friendly people. I train most in the evenings, train about 4 times a week, Saturday through the day, and that's how I get my time. Sometimes when you need a lot of training, you're tired in the next day and you need a bit of rest, but just keep going. I just qualified for the Irelands there to get through to the Britons, and I'm just really going for the experience, so it's all new to me. If I did win it, that would be a great achievement, and I would always come back here. You wouldn't stop me coming back to Northern Ireland.
Back in Somerset, the train now standing on platform 1 won't be for much longer.
Train pull.
Ivor the engine, Casey Jones the 6.5 special, Thomas the tank engine. There's something about trains and TV, but there's never been a great railway journey quite like this one.
Well, it's only 20 metres, but there's 40 tonnes. The athletes will wear a harness and they're attached to the train by this sling. It's very important to keep low so you can accelerate and build speed up along this ladder. So it's not just about leg strength, it's about timing and coordination.
Representing and those are the qualities we're going to see from Spencer Highland. He hopes in just a moment's time. The first to try and pull the 40-ton train, his hero Bob Champion. I wonder if he can become a champion at the end of these 5 events.
Are you ready?
Just getting set, Douglas Edmonds sends him on his way, almost shuddering to get that train started. It's a very useful contraption, this ladder that's been bolted to the ground. If you miss your footing, however, it could be a problem. But it does mean you could use your arms to pull and your feet to drive forward. And that train is moving. There is a time limit, as always, of 75 seconds, but I don't think Spencer's going to need that. He's done 10 metres already. And now the lactic acid begins to kick in. So if you haven't got the endurance factor, this is where you're really going to suffer. Now, he's gone past the finishing line, but the front wheels of the train have to go past it as well. There was a little slip there, and he has finished just inside 43 seconds, 42.97. So that was a very good start for Spencer Highland, and that will be tough to beat by everybody else. He staggers off there.
You almost looked like you were surprised to have done it that quickly.
I've never done anything like that before, and it's very hard. I was just surprised at the time. Couldn't believe it.
You've got everybody else worried now.
I don't know yet. There's some good athletes to come after me. We'll see.
How do you view the whole competition? I mean, are you looking for sort of 3rd or 4th place and qualifying like that, or?
I'm hoping to qualify for the final. Yeah, 3rd place would be great. Anything better than that would be a bonus.
Well, here is one of those experienced men Spencer Highland was talking about, Andrew Stumpy Rains. Very, very powerful. And look at that, he's got an 18-stone bull mastiff, almost as big as he is. Stumpy weighing in at a shade under 19 stone, but not an ounce of fat on that body. Very, very muscular. He's a former bodybuilder, a former powerlifting champion, and now a very, very successful strongman. Remember the leading time, 42.97 by Highland, and that's what everybody is going for now. Stumpy could perhaps stay a little bit lower. Interesting that he's wearing hiking boots to get that little bit of extra grip, which is important. If he could just drop his hips a bit, I think that would help. But he's striking a good rhythm, getting tremendous support from this crowd here. He's past the finish. The clock ticking away, 42.97 to beat. And he's going to be just outside. Andrew Rains' time, 43.21. He's in 2nd place. And that time by Highland is proving to be very tough to beat. Little nod of the head there when he heard his time.
Really pleased with that. It's not a good event for me as a rule, although I do prefer it to truck pull. The ladders incorporate upper body as well as legs. Today I've had 2 decent results, having been in the points on both events, so hopefully it'll be my day tomorrow.
You're in contention, aren't you?
Yeah, I do think so. I'm still as strong as I ever was, but I'd like to think I'm a little bit fitter.
It was all too much for Alistair Christie. He couldn't quite complete the course, but Dale Norris managed to in 51.83. 5 seconds slower than him, Pat McNamara. And then came Neville Bamford. He managed it in 53.78. A good time then from Darren Sadler, 50.73, and even better after that from Carl Broomfield, 48.07.
Well, still a couple of very useful competitors to go. Paul Portius, one of the quiet men of strongman, hates salad and arrogance. How about that? He's a very modest man indeed. I saw him win Scotland's Strongest Man competition about a month ago, and he was very good in that. Very consistent, very powerful. And what a time it is to beat. Still 42.97 by Spencer Highland. And this guy almost crept through unnoticed to finish in 2nd place in the first event. So believe me, this guy is very useful, and he's going well. Striding down the course. The train just about to pass the halfway mark. And Paul Portius dragging himself along using both hands and feet. And these guys have got tremendously strong upper bodies. Very strong legs indeed. He's past the finish line. I tell you what, it's going to be very close indeed. The clock ticking down. Oh, it's just outside the time set by Spencer Highland and Andrew Rains. But Paul Portius could finish in the top 3 once again. 43.67. And you heard what Jamie Reeves said. It's consistency that will get you into the final. Richard Gosling, the overall leader. He's got the advantage of going last. He knows exactly what he's got to do. He eats as much as possible. I guess a lot of these guys do. Richard Gosling, 6 feet 4 inches tall, 22 stone of body weight. And away we go. A good fast start is very important, but then you've got to keep the impetus going as much as possible. There is a fantastic crowd here on Minehead Station. They're certainly seeing something they've never seen before, a single man pulling 40 tons of steel. There is Richard's wife, Kate, and baby Ewan cheering on their dad and husband. And Gosling is going well. Let's just think of the time he's got to beat again. 42.97 by Spencer Highland. And there was his brother Mick, who's appearing in one of the later heats. This is going to be so close. And he's done it. Just a shade over 40 seconds, 40.76. Richard Gosling has got 10 points for the second event in a row. He's definitely number one at the moment. The defending champion is absolutely flying.
So everything's going according to plan?
Yeah. Yes, I'm doing 2 out of 2 so far. But I was a bit unhappy with my style, that one. But I seemed to get it going at the beginning and it seemed to follow me a bit more. I got the first event out of the way and I did well in that one, and it gives you a boost of confidence. So, you know, I'm trying to keep that boost of confidence and keep it throughout the competition.
2 from 2 for Richard Gosling and looking every inch a champion, and Andrew Rains seemingly approaching his best form, which sees him now level in second place after 2 events, 4 points behind the leader. So absolutely no question about the man to beat in this heat, the English quartet headed by Richard Gosling, punctuated by the man from Edinburgh, Paul Portius. I tell you, it's thirsty work being a strong man.
Hi there, can I help you?
Yeah, well, some beer, please. What do you got?
Quite a few, actually.
I'll have 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, 2 of those. Can I have some nuts? Thanks, mate.
We began at the beach, then via the station and the off-licence, of course, we find ourselves at the harbour.
Deadlift.
If you're into fishing, this is your kind of place. Conger, cod, herring, skate, even the odd shark are in the waters off Minehead. But this next event really is going to sort the minnows from the big fish of strongmen.
Lift all these barrels and that's a catch of 727 pounds. That's one big fish.
It certainly is, and that's what awaits Yorkshireman Darren Sadler. But this is an event he won in Britain's Strongest Man competition for men under 105 kilos. He really does want that Aston Martin, but there again, so do we all. I hope he gets it one day. And his first task is to lift a massive 230 kilograms. That is the starting weight. There are 5 barrels in there already, and he's made that look easy. So there goes the first barrel, up to 250 kilos. Heading towards 600 pounds now. That is lift number 3. And so far, Darren is going well. No shoes. If you do it in bare feet or with socks, it just helps you with the starting position for the lift. Now, this would be a massive 300 kilos if he can get it. He's certainly well within the time limit. The reverse grip there just stops the bar rolling away from you. One palm is facing outwards, one inwards. That is the classic deadlift position. He's finding that hard. I think he's had enough. But that is a good start. 4 lifts by Darren Sadler. A massive 285 kilos. Good start.
I knew I could do 4 fast because I did that last year, you see, so I was just trying to do them really fast and just, I suppose, hope that other people did them a bit slower. As far as you midway, you know, is an all right deadlift. Obviously, if Stumpy to come, I would expect him to win it because he's, you know, he's a good deadlifter. But I'm happy with that. Just see what the other ones do now and hope I can, you know, beat him on time, really.
Well, we shall see Stumpy later on. First of all, though, it's Spencer Highland. He's lying in 4th place overall after the first 2 events, a couple of places ahead of Darren Sadler. Well, that was very easy. Good start for Spencer. Makes this look very, very easy. That is 3 lifts. 1 more to draw level with Darren Sadler, and that would take the lead. And he's done it. Now, can he go for lift number 5? That would mean a lift of 300 kilos, 661 pounds. He's shaking, but he's got it above the knee, locks out, and Dougie Edmonds says yes. That was a tremendous lift by Spencer Highland. The crowd want more, Spencer Highland wants more, but does his body want more? The exhaustion has set in, the blood pressure goes up sky high when you're doing this sort of event, and the heart starts beating around about 180 beats per minute. He's had enough, but Spencer Highland for the time being is in the lead. He's staggering a little bit as he comes off the stage.
A real struggle for Alistair Christie, just 2 lifts for him. Next up came Neville Bamford, and for the man from Northern Ireland, a bit better, 4 in 21.96. He was followed by Carl Broomfield, who perhaps surprisingly, for a man who made it to World's Strongest Man last year, managed 3. And next up, it was Pat McNamara, 3 for him as well, but in a slower time of 30.33.
I think I'll win this when I'm 50.
Really?
Yes. Well, I'll be here when I'm 50.
Well, that's quite a target, isn't it?
I'll retire when I'm 50.
Given the fact that you're in the kind of shape that you are at your age, what do you feel about the way that the kids these days aren't perhaps looking after themselves?
Shameful, mainly. Should be going playing soccer, go to the gym, play any sports. But basically get up off your behind and get fit.
And you end up like you?
Well, end up fit.
Well said, Pat McNamara, age 48. Fantastic. Now then, Andrew Rains, a former national powerlifting champion. He's got a real chance to make his mark here. He's lying in equal second place at the minute with Paul Portius, who's yet to go. And that is 2 lifts, very, very easy. The third, 285 kilos, just as easy. Andrew Rains is going well. This to draw level with Darren Sadler, and he's done it, says Douglas Edmonds. Stumpy is flying. That is 5, my goodness. He's drawn level with Spencer. Can he go into the lead on his own? Yes, he can. Well, obviously nobody has lifted 7 times so far, but Andrew Rains is going to give it a shot. 330 kilos, 728 pounds. That is a massive weight. Much, much more than a small car engine. So can Andrew Rains get it? The crowd urging him on, almost above his knee. He just lost it, but he is in the lead.
I'm a little bit disappointed. I should have had the last one. But some days you win, some days you don't.
How much, though, when you realise it was going to take so much out of you to get the last one up, do you kind of, in your mind, think, I'll just conserve, I won't go for it here?
You've got to remember that it's the heats, and hopefully I'm going to get to the final. So I tried to get the first 6 fast enough to beat Spencer. I would think that Spencer's probably second to me, the strongest deadlifter in this group. So hopefully that's enough.
Fingers crossed, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Paul Portius will have something to say about that. So the Scot from Edinburgh, Scotland's strongest man this season. So he's obviously in good form. Going for a target of 6 lifts, faster than 33.55. If anybody draws level with anybody else, the time becomes crucial. So Paul Portius going for 3, and pretty swift it is as well. 285 kilos, that looks very easy. The next one, 300 kilos. Oh, just shakes it up a little bit above the knee. So now going for lift number 6. It's a little bit slower than Andrew Rains was on 5. So he's going to have to go some to beat Rains. He's still in second place. That is 6 lifts given by Douglas Edmonds. But it's 34.33 seconds as against 33.55. And he's had enough. A very good effort by Paul Portius.
This group is very tight, isn't it?
It's very tight. It's good. I'm enjoying it this year. I really am. No nerves. Worked hard, so I'm really enjoying it.
So what have you done in the last 12 months to put you... I mean, because you're right in contention this year, so what have you been doing?
A lot of fitness work. Still doing a lot of heavy lifting in the gym, but a lot of fitness, a good diet. I've lost about 1.5 stone in weight. Feel fitter, feel better, so I'm up for it this year.
How close were you to lifting the last one there?
Maybe next year. No, this year I'm working on it. It's quite heavy though. It's quite heavy.
Take your group. So Paul Portius in second place behind Andrew Rains. Richard Gosling, the overall leader now. Now this is a very tall fella, 6 feet 4 inches tall. And traditionally the taller men have more difficulty getting in the right position to deadlift successfully. We'll have to wait and see. Can he make it 3 wins out of 3? Richard Gosling going for number 4, and this is tough. This is tough. 300 kilograms. He's given it. That is successful. Now this looks as though it could be very, very hard for Gosling. He said before this year's competition he knew he wouldn't enjoy deadlift, and so it's proved to be. He's absolutely out on his feet. Exhaustion has set in. And amazingly, Richard Gosling is down in 6th place, and I think we've got a new overall leader. What a cracking competition.
Food for thought for the defending champion, who loses his 100% record and the lead now to Andrew Rains.
After the first 2 events, 3rd place was good enough for me to be leading now. It's all good.
Dancing in the streets of Barnsley as the man they call Stumpy leads by a single point from Gosling and Portius. Well, this heat really is fascinating now. Just 2 events to go and 3 points separating the top 4 athletes, one of whom is going to miss out on automatic qualification for the final. What got you to go to the gym in the first place?
I was only about 5 foot tall till I was 16-year-old, and I'm not much taller now. So I used to get picked on a bit, and I always used to watch strongman, and I always wanted to be like someone off TV. So I started going to the gym, and then I did a couple of bodybuilding competitions, and I won Junior Mr. Britain. The posing about on stage didn't really do anything for me. It's no good being big if you're not strong. So I started powerlifting. I was the senior British powerlifting champion. Before I went to strongman, somebody said you should go back into bodybuilding, and I did, and I won Mr. Universe twice. I'd always fancied doing strongman, but I was always told I was too short. And then I finished, I did the last Mr. Universe competition, and I thought, that's it, I'm not doing any more bodybuilding.
What would you say is your finest moment in all those fields?
Getting to the final of World's Strongest Man, Mr. Universe, there's only bodybuilders know about it, whereas World's Strongest Man, everybody's seen World's Strongest Man.
And so we move to the Butlins Holiday Resort, which has been part of the Minehead skyline for more than 40 years now. You know, the last redcoat to really make it big was H from Steps. So if the guys from Busted are watching...
Overhead press.
These 2 safes have a combined weight of 18 stones. They've got to be lifted overhead as many times as possible in 75 seconds.
So a chance for Dale Norris and Neville Bamford to impress. Dale Norris, he's certainly one of the heaviest men here. He's certainly got the biggest arms as well. 20.5 inches. Absolutely massive. And next to him in this event, Neville Bamford. From Northern Ireland, our painter and decorator, 39 years old. Really is a dream come true for this fella to even be here. And this is a particularly difficult event. 110 kilos, but just wait until they start lifting. That apparatus moves around a lot. So Neville Bamford settles it on his shoulders. Not quite balanced, but Douglas Edmonds says yes, that is a valid lift. Norris on 2 already. He's so strong, this fella, especially upper body. And Bamford going for number 2. Meanwhile, Norris has got 3. He's not even bothering to put this down on the ground, and already Norris is up to 4. He's streaking away at the moment. Very good display by Norris, but that is 3 for Bamford. So Norris is on 5. Now, nobody can be failed to be impressed with this, and that is the first time, actually, that Norris has put the apparatus on the ground. Meanwhile, Bamford trying to get 4, and he's been given 4. Just putting it back in position. And Dale Norris, well, last year we had a Welshman in the final. That was Dean Bolt. He's not there this year. I wonder if Norris can. If Norris wants to make the final, he's got to start making his move pretty soon. He's down in 8th place at the moment. Bamford in 7th. So they need big scores here. Now, if Norris can just get one more, Bamford trying to get 5, couldn't, and Norris has got 6. Tremendous effort by Dale Norris, almost on the stroke of time. Norris in first place with 6, Neville Bamford in second with 4.
6 repetitions. What's the hardest single thing about doing that? Is it the weight or the technique?
Technique. It's holding the weight above the head. A lot of swinging with the shapes. Holds your body all over the place. It makes it a lot more difficult than a standard press.
It certainly does. Let's see what Darren Sadler and Carl Broomfield can do. Our next 2 competitors. Darren Sadler, the smallest man in the competition, and this fella, a surprise finalist, Carl Broomfield from last year. And Broomfield eager to do it once again. Well, he's come to the right place to do a bit of fishing, that's for sure, in Minehead. So let's see what Sadler and Broomfield can do. It certainly is a good lead by Dale Norris. And Darren Sadler's wobbling all over the place like a drunk at midnight. Carl Broomfield whacks it up. Now then, 2-1 at the moment. So Darren Sadler into an immediate advantage. He's got the hang of it now. Unlike Dale Norris, who held it up there for 4 repetitions without putting it down. It's going down between each repetition now for both Broomfield and Sadler. Sadler on 5. This is a good score. Going to draw level now with Norris. Now, has that been given? No, I don't think it has. Broomfield is on 4, so he's catching. And I think Darren Sadler has just got to calm down a bit. He seems a bit over-anxious to get the bar up, and that wastes energy as well as time. Probably only time to get 1 more repetition, if that, and he still can't do it. Broomfield trying to get 5. And both of these guys, if they're going to make any impression on the final, have got to get good lifts now, and Sadler has done it at last. He's in equal first place, trying to go into the lead on his own. And time is running out, the whistle has gone. A tremendous effort by both men, it has to be said. Darren Sadler, though, just the better of the 2, and he's in equal first place.
It goes without saying, this isn't easy, but it was impossible for Alistair Christie, who failed to get a single lift, as indeed did Pat McNamara, and you know how tough these guys are.
Now, Paul Portius, the Scot. Richard Gosling, who was in first place over the first 2 events, but is now down in equal second. So Gosling's got a bit to prove. And being a tall man, this again could be another difficult event for him. Portius the first to strike. Both got huge arms, these fellas. And Richard Gosling's having problems. He's got tremendously long arms. That surely is a disadvantage. And Paul Portius on 2, Richard Gosling now on 2. And you just imagine 17.5 to 18 stone being pushed above the head. Obviously it's difficult, but it gives you some idea just how strong these guys are. Portius trying to draw level now with Gosling. And he's done that. It's 4-all. I just think that Paul Portius has got the better upper body development. Gosling's just massive all over. And Portius has got 5. Good effort, Gosling. Perhaps doing what Darren Sadler did a few moments ago. Just getting a little bit over-anxious, just trying to hurry things. Just calm down. And the good lifts will come. Portius is stuck on 5 at the moment. And Gosling has been given 5. So it's even, Stephen. Time running out for both men. That looked a good lift for Portius. He's on 6. He's in equal first place with 2 other fellas now. Dale Norris, Darren Sadler and Paul Portius at the top of the leaderboard. And Gosling falls behind again. Good effort by Portius.
Why did you not put it down between each pull but keep going on your shoulder?
In practice it seemed a lot steadier. Push them out. Use the legs more, wobbles more. I thought I'd get as many as I could. Yeah, it's very static strength. And then once it got a bit worn out, it gives me legs. The gamble didn't go as well as I expected to go, but thought I'd get a few more. Just the awkwardness of it.
3 guys have got more than you already. Do you think you're in trouble a bit now?
I don't know. This is. I think it's not over yet. It's got a good event tomorrow, so hopefully I should pull all the stops out tomorrow.
So only 2 competitors to go. Andrew Rains, the overall leader, and Spencer Highland, who's down in 4th place, but trying to get in that final. Look at the arm development and shoulder development of Andrew Rains. So 6th the overall score to beat, and both fellas off to a flying start. Spencer Highland is just massive in the arms and the shoulders. Andrew Rains, of course, by his own admittance, he said he's short. He's got less distance to push it. Oh, that is awesome. Highland on 4, and Rains on 6 already. And now on 7, we've got a new leader. And that will only strengthen Andrew Rains' bid to get into the final. He's way ahead of everybody now. He's on 9, Highland on 5, so Highland's bidding to go into 2nd place. Needs 1 more. Spencer Highland from Northampton. Andrew Rains, another Yorkshireman. I tell you what, they build them strong in Yorkshire, that's for sure. Andrew Rains gets 11. Spencer Highland going for 7. Wobbling all over the place, but he's got it. He's in 2nd place. He can actually stop now because he's the last competitor, along with Andrew Rains. But he wants more, just to prove a point, I think. I'll tell you what, though. They need to conserve energy now going into the last event to make sure they get that precious place in the final. Andrew Rains has won it. Spencer Highland punches the air. He's got a 2nd place. He's got 9 points. But Andrew Rains does it again. He's on 10. And there is our leader. And I tell you what, the crowd absolutely loved that event.
I think you've been practicing that, haven't you?
I like my pressing movements. Any static events good for me. So I thought this would be a good event for me. And I just showed that Spencer out of the corner of my eye. He kept going, he kept going. My brother sat here in the audience. He was supposed to be telling me how many reps I got, how many reps Spencer had got. And all I could hear was him shouting. I couldn't hear what he was saying. So while ever Spencer kept going, I just kept going and going. But it's all right, it's worked out well at the end.
Was that more than you expected?
Well, the most awkward thing I've ever pressed in my life. It wasn't such a weight, but just so awkward. And watching the lads, good pressers, doing 3-4 reps, thinking, whew, that looks difficult. I'm pleased with that.
You've almost got 1 foot in the final now, haven't you?
I don't know about that. Event tomorrow. There's 6-7 good lads in our group. Any of them could go through to the final. So I don't count the chickens just yet.
Stumpy, you're almost there though, don't you think now? That's what you were saying?
I'm almost there, but it still is 10 points, it's a lot of points. And there's a giant farmer's walk in the last event tomorrow, so I'm not looking forward to them at all. But touch wood, I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Quite a winning margin for Rains, but Gosling's gamble that didn't quite come off has left the scoreboard fascinatingly poised. There are 6 points in it at the top, and there's only 1 event left to go. And the big talking point here is quite simply, will defending champion Richard Gosling not finish in the first 3 and be eliminated in the heats? Meanwhile, back at the day job,
head doorman at a nightclub in Edinburgh. I've worked for about 5 years. Best about the job, meeting different types of people, new different people every night. Surprised the amount of people that actually watch it on the TV and come up to the door and say to me they saw me on the telly, and they'll be rooting for me this year as well. It's quite difficult, yeah, because I work in a nightclub and I work in a gym and part-time in a shop as well, so trying to fit in my training around all my work that's a full-time job in itself, just training for strongman.
He's a fabulous doorman. He's a great negotiator, so he can talk anybody out of anything. So they come in angry, they go out happy. It's a good combination. My wife Sharon, I think, is my #1 fan. She gives me a lot of support, a lot of help, so I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her. I get home eventually, you know, maybe sort of 3-4 o'clock in the morning, but I do come home, yeah. Maybe not for too long, but I do make it home.
well, if he wants to stay away from home a bit longer in Minehead, he needs a big performance in this last event.
Carry and walk.
you are the reigning Britain's strongest man, and yet you could, you know, if things go wrong, get eliminated before you even get to the final. Has that even crossed your mind?
It has on occasion, yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, I started off the first day really well, and had a few disappointments like yesterday, and today's a different day and different frame of mind, so, you know, can't keep thinking of the negative.
So what is your frame of mind at the moment?
To win. I've got to do as quick as I can on this, and make my points up, either get second or, you know, maybe third. Hopefully, you know, with a win, I'll probably be placed in second place. So we shall see.
So you're not even thinking of failing here?
No, failure is no option. Not for me at this event.
And this is the event that's going to seal Richard's fate. It's a 100 kilogram anchor that's got to be carried up the course 20 metres. Then he's got to run back, grab onto these two gigantic weights and get them to the finish line as quick as possible.
And the first to try, Darren Sadler from Boroughbridge in Yorkshire. He's already won a national title this year for men under 105 kilos. And Carl Broomfield, surprise finalist last year. I fear he's not going to make it this time round, so it will be back to the drawing board. But let's see how they get on. Little blow of air there. The tension is all around. You can almost cut through it with a knife. So here we go, 100 kilos, 16 stone, over 20 metres. Look at the giant musculature of Darren Sadler. They've got to get it over that far white line. Down it goes now then. It's neck and neck. 160 kilos in each arm. That is unbelievable. Imagine taking these two guys shopping. You'd have quite an easy day of it. His arms are nearly being torn out their sockets at Darren Sadler's. It's Broomfield just in the lead though. Broomfield gets it by a whisker. My goodness, that was so close. So next two competitors, Gosling and Rains. Both of them have got a chance of making it through to the final, of course. Andrew Rains has got the advantage of being in the lead at the moment, and Gosling, I think, a rough calculation says he's got to win this event to make sure. Richard Gosling, you can tell he's nervous. This could mean the difference between making the final and being able to defend the title of Britain's strongest man and just being an also-ran. Andrew Rains has got to stay in there as well. It's Gosling in the lead. 100 kilos of anchor thrown to the ground. Come on, he says. Almost went in the wrong direction there. Here we go, Richard Gosling in the lead, and it is quite quick. Carl Broomfield's time, 30.51 to beat. He's way ahead of that. That is a fantastic time by Richard Gosling, 24.07. Andrew Rains still has got to finish. Andrew Rains struggling a little bit, over the line, just over 38 seconds. 38.5, whoa. What a finishing prospect.
That sort of mattered to you?
Mattered to me a lot. Being the current champion, to go out in the actual heats, you know, packing my car up and going home, not good at all. I mean, last year, Stumpy had a bit of misfortune, you know, with the stones, and like he went home early, and I know he's better than that, you know. So this year, you know, he deserves to get through. He's done well.
And you are through, so well done.
Nice one, thanks a lot. It's been hard going. That was the event I've been dreading all through the heats. I knew I had to try and get a cushion and do well in the other events for that event, because I knew it'd be awful, and it was just as bad as I expected.
So you're good, Nick?
I feel good. I was a bit down last night, didn't sleep much, with fear of going home, but I think I'm through now, so just got to switch it on in the final.
There is still, of course, this third spot available to make it through to the final. It could be either Paul Portius or Spencer Highland. We'll have to wait and see. It could be the Scotsman or the man from Northampton. Spencer Highland's been brilliant throughout this heat in the previous 4 events. They're both within a whisker of qualifying, both on 32 points each. But where can they finish here? Well, certainly Andrew Rains and Richard Gosling have made it.
Ready.
Douglas Edmonds sends them on their way. The last act in this first heat of Britain's Strongest Man 2004. Paul Portius has got it all to do. Scotland's strongest man up against surely one of the strongest men in England. and thrown down almost with contempt, that 100-kilogram anchor. Now, who's got what it takes here? Portius away quickly. Highland closely following, and in fact, Highland's gone into the lead. This is good for Spencer Highland. It's eyeballs out all the way for Spencer Highland. He's going to do it. He's in the final, and Paul Portius has just lost out.
Go on then.
I'm speechless. This is all my dreams come true, making a final. I can't believe it. I didn't sleep all last night. I was worried to death. As Paul's a superb athlete. It was anybody's race. And luckily, it was me on the day.
It was head-to-head for the last automatic place. So what was your approach to that race?
Just keep my head on and go as quick as possible. Not making too many mistakes, but I think we're dropping the cylinders there. That was my mistake, and he just got me at the lead there, so that happens. I'll learn from it.
It was nip and tuck the whole way, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not very fast on my feet, and I saw Paul pulling away with the anchor, and I thought, just keep with him, just keep with him. And I nearly fell over a couple of times. He led me back to the farmer's walks, and I just thought, don't let him go, don't let go. Luckily they were heavy and cumbersome, and I think took the technique out of it. So the fast lads didn't have quite the edge they usually have, and luckily I didn't let them go, and just pipped him.
The big four went in the races that mattered, but well done to Broomfield and Sadler, second and third, but goodness me, it was close.
38 points might yet be enough to get you through as the lucky loser. Do you think you might?
It might. It would be nice if it would. It would, but if it doesn't, well, that happens, and I'll be back next year.
Oh, if every heat was that close. 41, 40, 39, 38. Great drama and great excitement by the sea.
You know, Adrian Rollinson is one of the great characters of strongmen, but has he got it to actually win this whole thing?
I think if there was a Britain's strongest man for under 5'5", Stumpy would be unbeatable, but he's giving too much height away to these tall guys.
One of whom, of course, is Richard Gosling, defending champion. And you could say he was pretty fortunate to get through.
Well, we've seen Richard's got weaknesses, but he's a fighter, so you can't rule him out.
So these are the first three men through to the final of the Citroën Bands Trophy. And don't worry, Andrew Rains hasn't just grown a foot and a half, he's standing on a box.
Well, congratulations, guys, on getting to the final. Fantastic effort by all three of you. And because we're in Somerset, we've got a real special musical treat to celebrate the fact.
You haven't.
Oh, yes, we have.
You're some of Britain's strongest men. War. Today we got Andrew. He's known as Stumpy to his mates. That one's with Stumpy. And then there's Richard, the Lion Heart, top man. And Spencer, the blonde bombshell. Ho, ho, ho!